Did Epstein's CHMO ass get merked? Probably. See, it was meant to look like a murder. See, what they did was they made it look like a murder that looked like a suicide, right? No. Okay? Because if somebody wanted your murder to look like a suicide, even some white trash woman that was just on Jerry Springer, it would look like a suicide. Except with her, it would probably end up, coming out on forensic files. But, see, these people just stepped on a cockroach, hoping all the other cockroaches could see it. They really did this. We're gonna fucking make it look like we wanted it to look like a suicide, but really it's a big obvious murder, to show you that they're gonna make it look like a suicide that looks like a murder, that looks like a suicide that's really a murder. But part of me thinks that all of this is so you guys are all confused, talking shit, wondering about conspiracy theories, when in reality, they just grabbed him, right? And now he is spilling out his guts about every single chomo with deep pockets, because that's exactly what I would do. See, if I wanted your death to look like a fucking accident, it would look like an accident. It's not because nobody would investigate it. It's because it would look like a fucking accident. Now, again, they just killed him to make it look like they wanted it to look like a suicide. But I'm hoping that somebody within our world made it look like a bunch of conspiracy theory juice and shit to take him into a really unique form of interrogation. See, most interrogators interrogate by making you think they are your friend. All this shit about pulling fingernails out is bullshit, okay? Now, in other news, what's the FBI really up to? See, the FBI, in my opinion, has been broken into two distinct chapters. There's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and then there's the Fuckboys Incorporated. The Fuckboys Incorporated have defined for you and CNN exactly what the most dangerous man in the United States is. The most dangerous terrorist is a straight white man. And that's how they define domestic terrorists, not some fucking mental patient that's totally acting on their own. And you know what? On the FBI website, they give a fucking bibliography for where they get their information. It comes from Wikipedia. Yeah, it's from Wikipedia. The FBI is gathering their intelligence from Wikipedia. That should be ringing alarm bells in everyone's head. Now, why is it that our federal agencies have gotten to this point of decay? Well, I have a theory. See, I had a chip on my shoulder till I realized how fucking expendable I really am. Doesn't matter what languages I've learned, what tactics I use. I mean, they keep updating stuff, because if you go to the CIA.gov website, it used to have something that said clandestine services. Now it's called being a doctorate of operations. What pretentious fuck renamed that? Okay? Yes, we know the FBI can't be trusted because they don't trust themselves. They have straight Boy Scouts there that are fucking dumb. And I don't mean Dudley Do-Right. I mean people that literally follow all of that red tape. Okay? For example, we know that that mosque is facilitating a giant terror cell. Okay? FBI won't tap it. They won't plant bugs there. They won't do any of that. No. So it has to be somebody like me who's operating through something private. Let's say it's in New England, right? And I get to wear any badge I want. And then I say, listen, kid, you are now a criminal informant for Boston PD. You're gonna fucking plant this bug up in that fucking mosque or your little sister's dying of leukemia. It fucking works. It's that simple. But we have these big bureaucratic systems of bullshit. I didn't call the Boy Scouts dumb. I called people that are trying to be Boy Scouts dumb. Now, put a show on my head? I don't understand what that comment is. Anyway, so we went over, is Epstein actually murdered or did he commit suicide? He probably wants to commit suicide. Now, his murder did look like a fucking very smart mob hit. When you step on a cockroach, you let all the other cockroaches see that you just stepped on it. But what they did was they murdered him and made it look like they wanted you to think that they murdered him and made it look like a suicide. Okay? He did not commit suicide, and I don't know if he was actually murdered, because anybody with fucking shit for brains or better would know to create all of that fucking gossip. They would create all of that gossip and make it look like a bunch of conspiracy story shit posted on every conspiracy story group, and, well, they'd bring him in and squeeze him for interrogation and make him spill his fucking guts about every CHMO with fucking deep pockets. And they can do whatever they want to him because now you think that he was murdered. And they made it look like on purpose that they murdered him through a mask of making it look like it was supposed to be a suicide. Like, they even have memes where Clinton's standing there going, well, that just depends. That depends on your... I don't know how to do a fucking Clinton. I just know how to do a Bill Clinton thing sometimes. Like, everybody, it's gonna be okay. My wife is summoning the spirit of Eleanor Roosevelt. I can't do it. I cannot do that fucking voice. Anyway, it was meant to look like a murder. That was meant to look like a suicide. It was done brilliantly to intimidate people. Because again, if I wanted you dead and I wanted it to look like a fucking accident, it would look like an accident. I would break your neck while walking up a flight of stairs to get a fucking hors d'oeuvre, and you would look like you fell down those stairs. A woman who was just on Jerry Springer would, kill you with arsenic to make it look like a fucking accident to collect your insurance policy. Any idiot can make your suicide look like a suicide. But the real thing is I totally believe that he's alive and his guts are being squeezed out. Wouldn't you do that?